Everyone, how are you? Today is Sunday, April 19th, 2020. My name is Tracy. Tracy Stitches here on YouTube and Wow Princess on Instagram. I haven't done a floss tube in a while. This is a channel about cross stitching, by the way. If you are one of my followers and are back, I appreciate it. And if you are new to my channel, welcome, and I hope you stick around. Like I said, it's been a while. It's been about 4 weeks, I think, since I've done a floss tube, which I've been trying to do them every 2 weeks. But, you know, times are different right now. And if I'm being honest, I didn't really stitch in March at all. I stitched at the beginning just a very little bit, and that was about it. And so I just wasn't in that mode. I was too into everything else that was going on. I was sleeping a lot. I think that's how I have was coping for a while, was just sleeping, which is never a bad thing. I love sleep. Sleep is my favorite thing. But I also don't get enough sleep because I tend to be a night owl, and that's not very conducive with working as well. So things have yeah, so I was sleeping a lot, which was not a bad thing. And now I'm in a work from home situation. We've been working from home for, gosh, the better part of 6 weeks. It'll be 6 weeks Tuesday, I think, that we've been working from home for the most part, which is good. The president of our company was a little ahead of the game on that because we were just hyper aware of things, and he started moving people work from home, like I said, almost 6 weeks ago now. So by the time our stay-at-home orders here in Washington State had come down, there was probably less than 10 people of the 80 or 90 people in our office were actually working in the office. So we had done a pretty good job of being ahead of that curve, which was good. So working from home at the beginning was hard for me. I'm not an overly social person as far as like going out at night and doing this and that and flitting here and there. But I realized that I get a lot of my social activity from the office, and, our office is pretty close. I think a lot of us would consider each other friends, and, family. You're definitely work family. And so, you don't realize how much of your socializing happens until you don't have it there. So I think that was just something to get used to, but managed to work my way through it. I'm feeling better, in a groove. I am pretty much staying quarantined. I go into town. I live about a half hour from town. I go into town every 2 weeks to pick up groceries, which I do through ClickList with Fred Meyer, which is Kroger, for those of you who have a Kroger, and do some curbside pickup for little things here and there as I need them or feel like I need them. So things are going pretty well, really. Yeah, I think my biggest struggle right now is mail service. I, as you know, have moved into my house late fall, and I did not have a chance to put a mailbox up, so I was dealing with a P.O. box in town. Again, I live 30 miles from town, but there's a post office with P.O. boxes like a half a block from my work. Easy. Plus, most of my packages I was having delivered to work. Not so easy anymore. And because I don't have except U.S. Postal Service at my home, they're not supposed to deliver packages to me either. So because I don't accept mail delivery. So I haven't been ordering a lot because you really never know what is going to be shipped how, even from Amazon. Some things go UPS, some things go FedEx, sometimes they end up in US Postal. It just depends. So I did find out this week, though, that if things do come US Postal, they'll hold them in general delivery for me. So that's at least alleviated some of that. So if I need some things, I won't feel as cautious about ordering and having them delivered to my house. So, some of the struggles, trying to figure out how to deal with some of that stuff, and which will definitely make me be a little bit quicker to get a mailbox put up as soon as possible. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, so I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. For those of you who are essential and are required to work, whether you're a nurse or a doctor or in the healthcare system somewhere, an EMT, a police officer, a grocery store worker, or whatever other essential service is out there that requires you to not be able to work from home. I hope you all are staying safe. I want to share my appreciation and gratitude for what you're doing. And I am trying to do my best to stay home as much as possible, which is about 98% of my time, in order to not have exposure for myself, which is important since I have asthma. So I appreciate all the work that the essential workers are doing, and stay safe, everyone. So moving on to cross stitch. Let's do it. So I'm going to start with haul. The haul, by the way, this is the third time I've started this video. The first time I got a phone call from Melissa Stitcher Mel, but that was only about 2 minutes in. And then I was about 18 minutes in the last time, and I don't know what happened, but my phone stopped recording. So this is about the third time. So hopefully I catch everything. I don't know. Anyway, it's been an interesting morning, that's for sure. Okay. So the first part of my haul, I might have unfortunately done a little bit of Brandy shopping again. Brandy and her fabric. Oh my goodness. Okay. So anyway, so this was from 2 Friday night fight nights ago. I actually didn't pick up any of her fabric that she put up for fight night, but I found out that she was carrying 40 count even weave, which for those of you who don't know, there is a 40 count even weave. It's called Verdel. Let me just put the tag up so you can see the spelling. Verdel, V-E-R-D-A-L. It's 40 count. It's an even weave. And I had her dye me a half yard, as you can see, of vanilla latte. So this is vanilla latte on 40 count even weave Verdal. And it's gorgeous. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I just wanted it. I've never actually stitched on 40 count Verdal, so on an even weave. I've stitched on 40 count, but not on, but that was on linen, Newcastle. So I'm excited about this, and I'll probably use it for something samplery. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I do. And then from the Friday night fight night, before that, I had won a free chart, one of her chart giveaways. And she had sent that. It didn't come with a fabric order, so she had sent that separately. So this was Silver Creek Samplers. It's called Taking It EC, E-SEA, EC. And so that's super cute. So I got that as a freebie from Brandy. And then my market haul order came in. So this I had ordered my market order from Dreama at Needlecraft Corner in Baltimore. And so it came in, and the first thing I ordered was Plum Street Samplers Spring Has Sprung. I love that little chart. I love that bird. I love that little snowman. I love the flowers. I love the colors. I love it all. I did not order any fabric or fibers to go with this, just the chart. So yeah, love that chart. And then I ordered the Classic Colorworks came out with 3 colors, 3 new colors for market. And Little House did a freebie chart. It's called Sampler Heart if you ordered all 3 of them. So it's the same piece, just stitched 3 times with each of the fibers. So we've got Lighthouse, Chesapeake Bay, and Mariner's Compass. So this one is Lighthouse, this one is Mariner's Compass, and then obviously Chesapeake Bay. So it's super pretty. I love those colors. They're beautiful. So anyway, so I ordered the 3 fibers, got the free chart from Little House. So got those. This next chart wasn't necessarily a market release. It came out in January or February from Heart and Hand. It's the 2020 Collector's Heart. And I just loved this little sampler right here. Ugh, I just adored that. And so I had to have it. It came with 2 pieces of fabric to do each piece. So the little heart and this one. And then it came with these little cute little beads as well. That little bird bead and then little tiny beads. And the little bird is right here. And then there's beads on both of them. But anyway, I just love that piece. So I put that in with my market order. And then this was a true market release as well. This is from Plum Street. It's called Sweetheart Hill. So good. Love the house. Love the flowers. And then I did get the fabric and fibers that go with it. Ugh, I love those colors. Love it. So yeah, so that was my market order. It actually wasn't bad. I stayed pretty reasonable. There's definitely some other things that I liked and wanted and may still get at some point, but not bad. My total market order was $99. Not horrible. My Stitch for Stash right now, because of my last 2 Bestitchme orders, and that includes one that I don't have yet because it was from last Friday night. So I'll show those in my next video, is $185 in the hole. Part of my problem there is that I haven't had any finishes since the end of February. So I really need to get my butt in gear and get me some finishes. I really need to start on some smalls. You know, Melissa Stitchinmommy and I are doing our, what are we calling it? Year of Smalls and Six. And so the deal is 20 smalls and 6 finishes, and 6 finishes of 6 specific projects that we picked ahead of time. So I am sitting at 5 smalls, which is good. That's, you know, I got, you know, those were all done in the first quarter. So, you know, you need to do 5, you know, to stay on track, you need to do 5 smalls each quarter. So I'm on track. I just haven't finished any new smalls for this quarter. So I need to really get on the board with that and start getting some more smalls finished. And I've only finished one of my 6. So I really, to stay on track with that, need to finish another 6, one of my 6s by the end of April. But that's not going to happen. Of the 5 that I have remaining, I don't have any that are close enough to being finished. I'm doing Magnolia Pixie, Mediterranean Mermaid, ABC, Lizzie Kate, ABC Halloween, Little House Needleworks, Four Corners, Weather Vane. I still have 2 charts of that to go. And then Lizzie Kate Boo Club Flippets. And I barely have that started. So I'm not at a point where I can really get another one done by the end of April. So I'll have to hustle and try and get 2 done in the next, by the end of June. But I'll be okay. I think I'll get there. So, but either way, yeah. So right now I'm kind of in that mode where I'm stitching what I want when I want. And that's what's working for me. So anyway, so no finishes, unfortunately, but I do have an FFO, which I'm happy about. So you guys knew that I finished Suffragette. I finished that in February. So you all would remember that. Yeah, I finished that on February 13th, in fact. So almost a little over 2 months ago now. And I really, really liked the frame that it showed on the front of the pattern. But I also knew I didn't want to have it professionally framed because this is a small enough piece that I felt like I'd do it on my own. I found this website called pictureframes.com, and where you buy your own, you can pick your own frames, put your own sizes in it. You can even take a picture of what you're wanting to frame and upload it, and you can see what it'll look like in that frame. And so I actually put an order in at the beginning of the quarantine process, and
for 2 frames. And one of the frames that I got was for Suffragette. It looks very similar to the one that is on in the pattern. And so this is my FFO of Suffragette. And I got to tell you, I bought 2 frames. I'll show you the other one here in a minute. I got 2 frames shipped to me with everything you need. It comes with foam core if you want. I got an anti-glare acrylic. You don't have to, that's optional. But it was only like an extra $10. And then they send you the mounting stuff as well. The only difference between this and a professionally framed is that, of course, they're going to put the paper across the back before they put the mounting on it, but that's not the end of the world, right? So I framed this with this frame. I love it. It's not hung anywhere yet. I love it. I don't care. I love the way this turned out. So the other frame that I got, it's got a non-stitching item in it, but my brother's a tattoo artist. And but beyond that, he's just an artist. He has always had a knack for drawing and painting and everything else. And a couple, 3 or 4, I don't know how long now, probably more like 4 or 5 Christmases ago, he had water painted this, and I've just been keeping it propped up against my bed frame thing. And I thought, you know what? I need to put that in a frame because that is a work of art. That's his handwriting. That's his, his, whatever you call it, fancy writing. That I'm a card maker too. And this kind of fancy writing is like so popular right now. People are learning how to do it. He just does it without even trying. This is all freehand. He pencils this out and then paints it with acrylic or watercolor paints. It's gorgeous. Anyway, I got this frame there too from pictureframes.com. Again, both of those frames delivered to me was like $81. They both have non-glare acrylic in it. It was so easy to put together. Again, comes with all the hanging stuff. If I had paper bags or something, I could have, covered this like you do, like you get back from the framers from like Joann's or Hobby Lobby or Michael's or whatever, but I didn't. Just put it up. But anyway, so that's the other one. Again, this is not cross-stitching related, but it is art related, and my brother did that and I love it. So anyway, so that was my one FFO and then my additional finish. So whips. So what have I been working on? So I picked my stitching back up a couple weeks ago. And it was kind of easy to do because Magical Stitches, not this past week, but the week before, had a pretty easy homework assignment. You had to, the week before in your homework, post 5 of your whips, just 5 whips. And that was the only part of the homework that week I did, was post 5 whips. And because I hadn't stitched that week. But I did post my 5 whips, and I was glad that I did because the homework then that next week was on whip number 2 and whip number 1, post or stitch 500 stitches, which was awesome because of the 2 whips that I had put in those first 2 spots, were ones that I do want to work on. So the first one I wanted to work on, the first one, which was whip 2, was my temperature tree by Stitchinmommy on Etsy, and she's also on Instagram as Stitchinmommy. So I was behind about a month on the leaves on this piece. And when I picked it back up, I was behind a month on the leaves, like I said, but I also only had, I had January, February, and March branch completely done. I had most of April, most of the May branch, and like half of the June branch done. So I finished the April branch, the May branch, and the June branch, and I got to start on the July branch. So that's the July branch right there. And then I got all the leaves through last Saturday done. So yeah, so I finished that April branch, which is this one right here, the May branch, June, and then I got to start on July, and then I got those leaves caught up through last Saturday. But isn't that gorgeous? It is just turning out so good. I'm so happy. So I am going to stitch on this week, and today I need to, I have 2 homework assignments left for Magical Stitches to get done today. And this will be one of them. And I will get caught up on the last 7 or 8 days of leaves, and then whatever stitches I need left. I need 200 stitches total. So what I need done after that, I'll just keep working on the July branch. So I'd kind of like to get all the last 6 branches done here in the next few weeks. That way I just can pick this up once a week or every other week and get the leaves in. I want to stay pretty up to date just so that I can, at the end of the year, I'll have a finish, and I'm definitely hanging that in my house. So this I thought was such a fun idea. For one, it's beautiful, but this is the first full year in my new house. So I kind of thought, what a fun way to kind of commemorate that. I'm going to probably at the bottom somewhere, like maybe right in the groove of the tree stump down here, I am going to put 2020. Or I might do like a little heart. I've seen some people do like a heart and then maybe do like 20 in there. I don't know. I haven't decided. I am going to commemorate the year on this somehow though. So we'll see. But I'm really excited with the way that's turning out. It's gorgeous. And then the other thing that I worked on was my linens and threads stitch along 2020. I had gotten behind. I had not done March. And then all of a sudden April was out and things got crazy. So the number 1 whip for last week was that one. So I pulled it out and worked on that. So March was this half medallion, and that little circle. So between homework last week and homework this week, I got March completely done. And then for those of you following along, I'll try and put a picture up here of what it's looking like. That is the bottom, the vase of April. And the April motif is a huge vase of flowers. So yeah, so I've got one more homework to do on this one. It's another 200 stitches today. And then the homework's been posted for next week. I don't really have anything that fits anything, or at least anything that I want to stitch at this time. So I'm just going to keep stitching on this for Magical Stitches homework this following week using penalty stitches. I think the penalty stitches are 450. So I know that in that big vase, there's like 1800 stitches. So I will probably be able to do all 3 of the homeworks that are the 300/450 in this vase. So I'm pretty excited with where I'm at on that. And let me just, gosh, this is the first time I've had this out and like out of the Q snaps in its full glory. And I just got to say, I am loving this. This is 32 count Winter Moon, by the way. Yeah, Winter Moon? Yeah, 32 count Winter Moon. No, it's 36 count. Excuse me. It's 36 count Winter Moon. I'm doing it over 2 with 1 thread. It's Threadworx mint chocolate syrup thread. So I'm in love with this piece though. So I'm going to keep working on that. I want to get that April one done before the end of the month because I would like to be caught back up before May comes down here in 11 days. So, oh, and by the way, the temperature tree is on 32 count Platinum Lugana, which by the way, this fabric is just to die for. I love it. Yeah, I will need to be getting more of that for sure. So it's just a nice fabric. So the one other thing that I did stitch on this month, I did make a start. In fact, it's the first thing I stitched on this month, and I thought, well, I'll start small. I didn't even take it out of the Q-snap. And I got a very small start on it, and then I put it down and picked these up. But I need to get April done, and it's not going to be done in time to display this month, and that's fine. I have May done already, so it's ready to go. I still have March sitting up on, I don't care, whatever. It's fine. So April, Lizzie Kate, Little Bits, April.
I did get a very small start on it. And so I will pick this back up at some point too. I'd like to get this done by the end of April, so that'll be a small. I doubt I'll get it FFO'd. There's not any hurry to FFO it, but I will get the stitching done on it anyway. So that's my goal, to keep caught up on my temperature tree, get my linens and threads April done, and get April little bits done. And then once I get April done, I have May already done for little bits and FFO'd, so that'll be ready to display. So I'll pick up June next, because I don't have June done. I have July done though. So I'll pick up June and hopefully get that done and ready to display for June. And then I need to go through and figure out one of my Stitch 6s and get my head wrapped around one of those. There's definitely a reason why I picked the 6. I guess I did. They're just kind of languishing and they need to get done. So I'll figure it out, hopefully, because I really want those off my plate. So anyway, those are kind of my plans. I'm going to stick with those 3 right now. I did decide that I was going to do the Peppermint Purple Blockwork Sal that she's doing this year, but I spent a lot of time trying to figure out my colorway, and I fell in love with this fat fiber from Silks For You, and I've decided that instead of starting with a colorway that I'm not completely happy with, I'm going to wait until I can get that fiber from Silks For You. So it's PR076, and I'm going to do it on what is that called? French Country Rain fabric. It's kind of a grayish fabric. That's what I've decided I'm going to do. So I'm not going to be in any hurry to start that, because I'm going to wait for the fiber. Since that fiber needs to come from Australia, it could be a while. I haven't even got it shipped yet. And she was waiting on her fiber order anyway. They were experiencing delays because of the virus. So I don't know when I'll get that started. It's on my list. We'll see. Like I said, this week for Magical Stitches, the homework came out. I don't really have anything that I want to fit into the prompts. So I'm going to just plan on doing penalty stitches on my stuff here and stitch on what I want. It's kind of the goal this week. Other than that, that's all I got today, I think. Like I said, I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy. I have been following you all on Instagram and Flosstube, and I love how motivated some of you have been. I think it's great. I feel like I'm finally getting into that groove again, and I'm excited about that. So until next time, I hope you all get a lot of stitching done, and I'll see you then.